Hello pupils, you are welcome to General Studies class. I am Uncle Popo. Uncle Popo is here. I am also here. That's your response. We are here together. 100% attention. 100% attention is what I need from you. The subject for today is social studies. Social studies is the subject we are teaching today. In our last lesson, we discussed about disaster. We talked about artificial disaster and natural disaster. And we listed the examples of natural disasters like tornado, earthquake, flood, volcanic eruption. We also talked about effects of natural disaster. Today, we are looking at another very simple topic. Like I do tell you, tell your friend, simple topic. So is it another simple topic we are focusing on today. But before we go deep into today's topic, I want you to give me your attention because I will be showing short videos and I want you to tell me the farming activity that is faster, safer, and can work on a very large area of land. So I'll be showing you the videos, but before that, let's look at the learning objectives for today. Now, on to the learning objectives for today. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to define mechanized agriculture, mention and discuss some agricultural machines. Lastly, you should be able to mention the advantages and disadvantages of modern agricultural technology. So I'll be showing you short videos. Then you tell me the farming activities that is safer, that can work on a very large area of land, and that is very easy. Watch the video. Good. This is the first video seeing the children working. These are young farmers working on a large area of land. You will see what they are likely to be exposed to. So let's look at the second video. Now, you have seen that mechanized agriculture is better from the two videos you have seen. Mechanized agriculture is better from the two videos you have watched. That leads us to our today's topic. Let's really discuss what mechanized agriculture is. Mechanized agriculture is the use of machines to perform some of farming activities. Mechanized agriculture is the use of machines to perform some of farming activities. Let's look at the examples of agricultural machines. You will be seeing some examples of agricultural machines and the work they do. The first one, tractors. This is very common in agriculture. What is the use of a tractor? Or what do we use tractors for? Tractors, they are used for making ridges to plant crops like yam, cassava, and so on. They are used for making ridges to plant crops. You can see the diagram of a tractor here. Even the video you watched before, you saw a diagram or picture of a tractor. Let's look at another example of agricultural machine, and this one is harvester. They are used for harvesting matured crops. When your crops are grown to be harvested, we use harvesters for harvesting those matured crops. You can see from the picture here, this is harvester harvesting the matured crops. That's the work we use harvester for. Let's look at another agricultural machine, and this is The third one, and this one, is sprinklers. What do we use sprinklers for? Sprinklers are used to sprinkle water on the crops in the farm. Sprinklers are used to sprinkle water on the farms are used to sprinkle water on the crops in the farm. You can see sprinkler here. You can see this one will sprinkle water on a very large area of land. Unlike you carrying a watering can to water, this one will really cover a very large area of land. This is another example of agricultural machine. Moving on to the next example of agricultural machine, and that is grinders. Grinders, I think you are very familiar with these. You have the example like the grinding machine you have in grinding your pepper. You can see the picture here. So we use grinders for grinding grain crops like your maize, your cowpea. We use grinders to grind them. So that's what we use grinders for. Next one is incubators. Say that, incubators. Most of the eggs you see are incubated. So incubators are used for hatching eggs. They are used for what? Hatching eggs. You can see the picture here how eggs are hatched. So this is example of incubator. What's the use? It's used for hatching eggs. Moving on to the next one, and this one is trawlers. Trawlers are used for fishing. Trawlers are used for what? They are used for fishing. You can see here, this is trawlers using it for fishing. It's even too dangerous for fishermen on this very large, on this very water to be fishing there. But with the use of trawlers, you are safe. So trawlers are used for fishing. Moving on to the next example of agricultural machines, and this is planters. This is what? Planters. They are used for sowing crops. Planters are used for sowing crops. To sow your crops, planter will be used, and it can work a very large area of land. So it's used for commercial farming. So planters are used for sowing crops. Now let's look at the applications of agricultural technology to fishing and farming. The areas where we apply agricultural technology in fishing and farming. Let's look at some areas there. The first one here is we use in today's farming now, we use insecticide to kill insects so as to improve quantity and quality of crops. You can use insecticide now to kill insects, and when you do that, the quantity and quality of that crops will be improved. That's one application of agricultural technology in farming. Let's look at another one. The use of special breeds of crops to improve quality and quantity. We use special breeds of crops now to improve the quality of crops you plant, and it will improve the quality and the quantity of such crop. That's another application, the use of special breeds of crop to improve quality and quantity. Next is using of drugs for animals to prevent animal diseases. Today, we use drugs for animals just like human beings that use different kind of drugs for healing and for different purposes. Animals too, they use drugs to prevent diseases. They use drugs to prevent diseases, and with the help of a veterinary doctor, they will be able to give the right drug for the animal to prevent certain animal diseases. Next is the use of irrigation facilities, prevent drought and increase farm produce. The use of irrigation facilities prevents drought and increase produce. Moving on to advantages of mechanized agriculture. Advantages of mechanized agriculture. 1, it increases production of crops, fishes, eggs, and so on. It increases production of crops, fishes, eggs, and so on. Let's look at the next advantage. Definitely this one, you can attest to that. It saves time. It saves time. The use of mechanized agriculture saves time. Next one is it makes farming easier. It makes farming easier. From the 2 videos you watched, you can see that Mechanized agriculture makes farming easier. Let's look at disadvantages. We have few disadvantages of mechanized agriculture. One, the machines are not affordable to farmers. Not all the farmers can really afford these machines. That's a problem. The machines are not affordable to farmers. That's one disadvantage. Let's look at another one. The use of tractors causes deforestation. The use of tractors causes deforestation, and what's deforestation is the cutting down of trees. Where you want to make use of tractors, the trees should not be there. It will hinder the movement of the tractor, so they will need to cut some trees or burn it, and thereby causing deforestation. In today's lesson, we have successfully discussed what mechanized agriculture is. Mechanized agriculture is the use of machines to perform some of farming activities. We talked about examples of agricultural machines: tractors, harvester, sprinkler, incubator, and so on. And we talked about the application of agricultural technology to fishing and farming, using of insecticide to kill insects, use of special breeds of crops to improve quality and quantity. We also discussed disadvantages of mechanized agriculture. One, the machines are not affordable to farmers. Two, the use of tractors causes deforestation. And three, unemployment. We have come to the end of today's lesson. But before we go, I have a few questions to test and see how you have given me your 100% attention in today's lesson. Questions. Number one, what is mechanized agriculture? Question number two, list any 4 examples of agricultural machines. Number three, state 2 advantages of mechanized agriculture. Your time starts now. Eyes on me. I hope you have answered correctly. Now, let's check the answers. Mechanized agriculture is the use of machines to perform some of farming activities. Question 1. Question 2. 4 examples of agricultural machines: tractors, harvesters, sprinkler, incubator, and so on. The advantages: it saves time, it makes farming easier. Mark accordingly and score yourself. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Until next time, next lesson, Uncle Popo says, keep on studying. Bye.